Welcome back to MMAOddsBreaker. Today we're welcoming Wesley Barnes. I'm going to call him old school for this. He's getting ready to fight David Vitkay coming up here on Legacy 47 in Atlanta, Georgia, so right down from Savannah where he is. Wesley, you and I had a little bit of a problem connecting today on Skype. Do you want to tell the people at home why that is?
Yeah, spend all my time on gear, my money on gear, training gear. Have no time for Facebook.
Facebook, Skype, Twitter, Instagram. If you can tell at home, there's nothing wrong with your computer. He's on a very old laptop doing this interview. And I asked him, like I do most fighters, hey, you have an old laptop, but what about your phone? Usually fighters have their phone updated. He's got an LG One, which is the original smartphone from LG. So that's like a Palm Pilot type of phone. He is legitimately old school. Doesn't update anything. Doesn't upgrade. He's not one of the new fan guys. Quite honestly, Wesley, you're a little bit like Evan Tanner in that sense. When Evan was alive, he was very old school. Like just didn't do a lot of social networking. Didn't do a lot of upgrading. He was spent more of his money on training and gear. If let's just say for the future, you win a couple of fights with Legacy and they double your pay. Are you going to change and start buying more technology, not trying to update everything that you have?
Yeah, for the sake of this right here, like the interviews, but that's about it. I'm not about that life.
No, why is that? How come you don't like social networking? How come you're not like a part of that game? You're not into that market.
um, it's a bunch of hearsay and everything. The talk and everything. I stay out of it and I stay in the gym most of the time.
So you're in Savannah. Where do you train in Savannah, Georgia?
Champions Training Center.
And how long have you been there?
Uh, 5 years. 5 years.
Okay. And right now you've amassed a record of 3-1. Has your entire MMA career been at Champions Training Center?
Yes.
So, what has it been like over the last 3 or 4 years? Because the MMA has exploded, and now obviously, like with Legacy, who was a farm league, one of the promotions that the UFC looks at very closely to increase their ranks. That you've seen it then being in one academy for 5 years, the difference that MMA has made in the last 3 or 4 years with the explosion of the sport. How has it happened at Champions? Have you seen a huge amount of influx of new talent coming through?
Yeah, I see a lot of guys who come in and they're basically coming off the couch. I don't blame them, but yeah, it's been a huge influx. More women, Ronda Rousey. Yeah, um, but I started back in '08 and competing in '08. I've been doing martial arts ever since I was a little kid, since about 4 or 5.
What martial art did you start with?
Shotokan karate.
And how far along in the belt system did you get in Shotokan?
I didn't get very far. Well, my dad taught it, and he learned from a guy named Richard Jackson, and I basically picked up off the side. I never attended any of the classes. I messed around with the students, and I learned it that way. And then when I got to middle school, high school, I found out I was a good wrestler. So,
And how'd you do in wrestling throughout your high school career?
um, I think my overall record is 57-7 or 6. Yeah. Most of my I was a 170er, but I was at 165. I actually wrestled Anthony Johnson one time or twice, but that guy was a big boy back then. So yeah,
And we all know Anthony's problem with making weight at 170 and then having to balloon up to 85, and now how good he's doing at 205. So it's yeah, definitely got to see Anthony grow. So knowing that
no,
you're
no,
coming
no.
from
Anthony was a 189er in high school.
oh wow, and you went up to wrestle
Yeah.
at 189.
So yeah, so when I heard that he was fighting at 170, I was like, holy crap.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I wrestled up.
And how'd that match go?
Uh, basically handed it to me. As they're saying.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Hey, did. He picked me up, lay me down, pin.
Well, let's break down Dave Vitkay, the guy, your next opponent coming up here on Legacy 47, October 16th in Atlanta. Of course, for the folks at home, it can be seen on Access Television. This is the co-main event. How do you break this fight down? He's got a lot of fights, and compared to your 3-1, he's 12, he's 15-12-1. That's a lot of fights, but the record's not very good.
Um, Me personally, that doesn't hold too much for me because amateur wise, I'm like right 15, 16. I'm about 18-1, 18-1 amateur, and my pro is 4-1.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah. I've been
So
putting
yeah,
up.
so you do have almost as many fights overall if you add in amateurs. So
Yes.
have you seen any tape on Dave? Have you seen any footage on Dave, and how do you break him down?
He tried. I break him down like this. He's a good wrestler. There's more Naga. There's more Naga videos than him. He's a decent wrestler. His the one sparring session that I saw, he tried to fight like Mayweather, but he's nowhere in that arena. So I got reach on him and height, and yeah, I feel very confident standing with him.
Do you think this fight is going to end before the final bell rings in the third round, or do you think it's going to end up going to a decision?
Um, I'm seeing late second round meet
Oh,
with the win.
and are you going to knock him out? Are you going to end up getting a submission on him, or is it going to end up being a TKO?
Probably like a ground and pound.
Okay.
Yeah.
So being this close to home for you, is it easier or harder to fight close to home? Because a lot of folks are like, it's better for me to go away because my family's not there. I don't have to get the stress of my family being around. But maybe for you, is it better to be fighting this close to the house? You don't have to really travel that far.
The travel, well, physically is good for me. The weight cutting and everything. But as far as the actual travel in Atlanta, there's a rivalry basically between Savannah and Atlanta because I beat Admir from up there and Dodovic. Yeah, that's his last name. My last win was against him. They painted me as losing, and they painted me the same thing now as an underdog. So I'm used to the boos and stuff. I'm kind of like whatever, but I get the win. I'm good to go.
So what does this do for your legacy when you get this win? Like, does it move you up higher to super high rankings? Do you think the UFC is going to start coming calling early, or is it going to be, you're still going to be middle of the pack and have to fight 5 or 6 more times?
This guy he fights for Bellator, so it'll be a good jump for me. It'll be a good jump for me. He's ranked number one in his state, and I'm number two. It'll move me up locally as holding the state crown here at in Georgia. But as far as on a worldwide stage, I'm still looking for the big show to come and take a look at me and whatnot. I tried out for the last tryouts, and they scrapped the 170er.
Oh, that's right, for the Ultimate Fighter, yeah. Yeah, they dumped it because the little guys came in. Yep. Okay, well, Wesley, I wish you luck. This is going to be a great fight. I really think this is going to be, I actually think that this is going to have more action in the main event, this fight. Both of you guys are scrappy, and because you are so closely ranked, 1 and 2 in the state of Georgia, this is going to be a tremendous fight. Thanks so much for coming on here. We'll talk again soon.
Right on, man. Thanks.